What's up guys? My name is Dale from Create a Pro Website, and in this video I'm going to show you step by step how to make a website with the Divi theme. So Divi is an incredibly easy to use theme. It allows you to drag and drop whatever elements you want and has virtually limitless customization options. You'll also have access to hundreds of different templates that you can use, and you can customize them to make your website your own, but without having to start from complete scratch. Divi actually has the most active installs and downloads in the entire world because of how easy it is to use and create professional websites from home. And you don't need to know any coding or have any sort of web design experience before this, because I'm going to walk you through the whole thing step by step. So let's go ahead and take a look at the website that I'm going to show you how to make. So this website has a very clean and modern design. So if you scroll down, you can see the button, the text, everything animates in, which is really nice and smooth. And if you keep going down, we've just got tons of awesome sections that you can customize and make your own. And there is even a contact form at the bottom. So I'll show you that right there. And there's also a menu up here at the top that I'll show you how to make. I'll even show you where to get a logo like this or make your own. And this entire website was made with the Divi theme, and it does not take long at all. So I'm going to show you step by step how to make this. And again, I've set up this tutorial to be step by step and super easy to follow. So if you're on a keyboard, you can use the left or right arrow keys to go forward or backward by 5 seconds. And if you're on mobile, you can just double tap the screen on whatever side to go forward or backward. And feel free to pause the video whenever you need more time. And I've also put timestamps in the description below, so if you want to skip to a different step or go back to one, you can just click on one of those timestamps. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. Step number 1 is to secure your domain name and your hosting plan. So if you're not entirely sure what a domain name is or how it works, or you're unsure of what web hosting is, I will put links to 2 different videos in the description that I also made to explain them, and I use visual graphics so it's super easy to follow. My aim here is to educate you on why and how things work and not just what they are. But choosing the right web hosting company is very important because this is where you're going to get all your design tools, this is where you're going to get the security for your website, and support if you need it. And the web hosting company that I personally use for all of my websites is HostGator because they're fast, they're reliable, and I've also worked out a special discount code with them that you can use to get a huge discount on your hosting. Trust me, it makes a big difference. So just simply click on the first link below this video, which will take you to a co-branded landing page that I have with HostGator. So here is where you're going to be able to sign up for web hosting. And the reason I recommend web hosting versus doing a free website is because with a free website, you can't really monetize with ads. You have very limited options as far as customization goes, and you don't own your domain name. So it's going to be your domain name .wordpress.com or .wix.com or whatever platform that you're using. So I recommend doing professional web hosting. You can see we have a few plans here, but if we're just starting out, I recommend the hatchling plan. The baby plan is if you want to have a bunch of different domain names. So you want to own, let's say 10 domain names, and you just want them under one account. This is the plan for you. And then business plan is, I really only recommend this if you're planning to make a ton of money with your website, and you can always upgrade to it later. So if you are just starting out, let's just go ahead and do the hatchling plan. It's the cheapest plan. So let's just do buy now. Okay, and here is where you're going to be able to get your new domain name. And if you already have a domain name that you want to use, you can just click on this tab right here. But if not, we're going to get one. So I'm just going to do create a Divi website.com. And cool, it is available. So I'm going to leave that checked, and it's going to offer you a bunch of different ones like .club, .site, .net, etc. I recommend sticking with a .com whenever possible. It's the most professional looking. So we're just going to scroll down, and this will give you the domain privacy protection option, which it says it's already checked right here. I highly recommend doing this because I made the mistake on my very first website that I ever made of not getting this. And you just get bombarded by solicitors, with spam calls trying to say they'll build your website for you and offer you all this stuff. And it's really annoying. And all web hosting companies offer this protection for that reason. So I highly recommend leaving that checked. So let's just scroll down some more. Okay, so you can see we've got the hatchling plan, and it's set at 36 months, which is going to be the cheapest. So the more months that you commit to, the cheaper the plan. So you can see it's $271 a month. I recommend at least doing 12, just because you're getting your domain name for 12 months anyway, so you might as well get your web hosting for the same time. But if you're just starting out, you just want to get your feet wet, see what it's all about, you can just do the 1 month. And then whenever that's up, you can always just switch to a new plan. But either way, $766 a month is really not that much. Just don't buy a cup of coffee and a snack, and all of a sudden it's paid for. So let's just enter in a username. I'm just going to do my name and then a security pin. Okay, so we'll just scroll down, and here is where you're going to enter in your billing info. So it'll ask you for email, your name, and as well as your credit card, or if you want to pay with PayPal, you can do PayPal. But I'm going to enter in all this info right now. Okay, so we'll keep scrolling down, and this is going to offer you some additional services. So you can see that the free SSL certificate is included, and there's actually no option to take it off. But you want this because it's this little lock symbol up here that allows people to know that your website is safe and secure. So adding this is a must-have. Otherwise, users might go to your website, and then Google Chrome or whatever they're using might block their access to it because it'll say, oh, this website's not safe. Okay, and you can uncheck protect your site from hackers, as well as back up your hard work, because I've got other videos on my channel that show you how to do this stuff for free, so you really don't need to add it to your package. Same with the get professional email. I've got a whole nother video that shows you how to get that email. So that'll be, let's say, contact@yourdomainname.com. So just check out my channel for that. So we're just going to scroll down and make sure that the enter coupon code says create a pro website, which it does, and it is validated. So this is what's going to get you that massive discount that I talked about. I think at the time I'm recording this, it's up to about 60% depending on which plan that you choose. So if you go with the 1 month, it might be a little bit lower, but if you go for 12 or 36 months, the discount just gets higher and higher. Okay, so we can review. We've got our domain, which was 15, but after the discount, it is only $5. And then we've got our hatchling plan, which is 1 month. So it used to be $10.95, now it's only $7.67. And then our add-ons is just the domain privacy protection. So all in all, only comes out to about $27. But if you're doing 12 months or 36 months, it will be higher. So you're paying up front, but in the end, it's a lot cheaper if you commit to more time. So I am just going to click check. And by the way, guys, this Creator Pro website is my affiliate link. So yes, I do get a little bit of commission off of this, and that kind of helps fund these free YouTube tutorials that I'm doing. But if you don't like me and you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. But I guarantee it's going to be the best discount that you're going to find anywhere on the internet. Okay, so let's go back down. We've checked read and agree, and now we will just do checkout now. All right, there we go. So it'll say, get ready, we are setting up your account. So just give that a minute, and then it should take you to the cPanel, which is the dashboard of HostGator. Okay, so here we are in the HostGator dashboard. This is your cPanel. So it's gonna give you this little offer to take a tour or start building the website, but that's a different drag and drop builder, so we're not gonna worry about that. What we wanna do is first install WordPress. Now, if you're unsure of what WordPress is exactly, it's basically just a program that allows you to create websites without knowing any coding. In fact, when you make a change with the visual editor, WordPress will automatically update the code for you on the back end so that you never actually have to see it. And WordPress is completely free, and believe it or not, it powers over 30% of the internet right now. So that's a lot of freaking websites. So let's go ahead and install it. Okay, so to install WordPress, we're just going to go over to this menu on the left and click on Marketplace. And then just scroll down, and you'll see one-click installs right here. And this one has the WordPress symbol, so we're just going to click on that. And then from here, just click on Site Builder and CMS. And then you'll see WordPress. So just click on WordPress. So we're just going to select your domain, and we're going to choose the domain that we just bought. So create a Divi website.com, and then just leave this as directory and click next. And then just give your website a title for now, and you can always change this. So I'm going to do create a Divi website. Admin user is my name, and then we'll do first name, last name, and then admin email. Now just agree to the terms, and then click on install. Cool, so WordPress just completed installing. You can see we've got a little check mark up here. And what you want to do now is just take this information right here and copy it, because what we want to do is put it somewhere on our computer that's safe so that we can come back to this password right here, because that password is obnoxious and you're never going to remember it. But you want to put it somewhere safe, and don't worry, we are going to change it. So step number 3 is to log into WordPress and change your password. So to do this, you could click on the login button. Okay, so you're brought to this page because HostGator has to send out your new domain name across the entire world. It's got to let the rest of the world know that, hey, this domain name exists. And this process is called propagation. And this could take somewhere around 20 to 30 minutes. It says it could take up to 24 hours, but I've never actually had it take that long. So what you're going to do to check on it, every 20 minutes or so, is just go up and type in your new domain name, and then just do /wp-admin, because this is how we're going to log in to WordPress. Okay, so take a break for 20 to 30 minutes, and then I will see you back here. Okay, so we're back, and let's check on our website. So like I said, I'm just going to type in my new domain name, /wp-admin. This is how you should always get used to logging in. Cool, and this page will show you that it's working. So if you went back to that DNS page that we were just on, then you have to give it a little bit more time. But we are back, so what I'm going to do is log in. So I'm going to do my name, and then I'm going to put in that ridiculous password from earlier that we saved. So I'm just going to paste that, and then I'm just going to click on login. Okay, so here is your new WordPress dashboard, and it looks a little crazy. So let's clean it up and make it a little less daunting. So just click on the X on pretty much everything that you see. Okay, that is much cleaner looking. So now we're going to change our password. So to do this, you've got your menu over here on the right, and this menu is going to come in handy a lot. But for now, what we're going to do is just go over to users, and then go to all users. And then you'll just click on your name. And then if you scroll here, you can actually change the layout. So you could do light or blue, or pretty much change the entire appearance of WordPress, by the way. But I'm just going to leave it as default. And to change your password, just go all the way to the bottom and then click on generate password. And then just delete the new crazy one that it gives you and put in your own. And I recommend something that you will always remember. So now just click on update profile. Okay, so step number 4 is to install Divi. Now I've placed a link in the description underneath step 4 that will allow you to go install Divi. So just click on that link, or what you can do is just go over to a new window, and we're just going to type in create a pro website.com/Divi. Cool. And again, this is also my affiliate link, so yes, I do get a little bit of commission off of this. But if you don't like me, you don't have to use it. So this is Divi's landing page, which you're welcome to scroll down and read all the stats on Divi and what it offers you. But I want to answer the question of why Divi? Why am I choosing this one over the thousands of other themes out there? Well, it's mainly because Divi is the #1 drag and drop builder in the entire world. And I'm not just saying that to fluff them up or anything like that. You can actually Google statistics on it, that Divi is way ahead of their competition because they're so easy to use and the customization is just limitless. So you can make any website that you can think of. So in order to get Divi, we're just going to click on join to download. And you can see there are 2 different plans. You've got the yearly access and the lifetime. So if you know that you're going to be working on this website for years, then you can go ahead and get lifetime because in the end it will be cheaper. But if you just want to try it out, which I totally understand, it's what I did when I first got Divi, you can just do the yearly access. And there is a 30-day money-back guarantee on both of these. So if you want to get it and all of a sudden you're like, I just don't like it as much as Dale said, well, that's okay. You can get your money back within 30 days. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the yearly access. So I'm just going to click on sign up today. And then just create a username, put in your email, and then you can pay either using your card or PayPal, much like whenever we bought web hosting. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out all this information right now. So just scroll down and then you can just agree to the terms right here. And then I'm just going to uncheck subscribe to receive updates. I generally don't like my inbox to get flooded with emails. Not that Divi actually does that, Elegant Themes, but I just generally do that on everything. So now I'm just going to click on complete registration. And then you'll be asked to put in your card number if you chose the card option. So I'm going to do that right now. And then just click on pay. Okay, cool. So we have just signed up and now we've got Divi and a few other extra apps that come with it, but I'm not going to get too far into these. Really don't need these. What we really just need is Divi. So I'm just going to click on login to download our products. Type in your username and password, and then just click on member login. Cool. So here we are. And again, same things here. But all we really need is Divi. So what you can do is just click on download. Awesome, so that just hit my downloads. And while we're here, if you just go over to your account, and then you can go into account and see a section that says your API key. I'm not gonna go to mine right now because that info is kind of confidential, but yeah, go into account and just pull up your API key and just leave that there because we will probably need that later. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our WordPress dashboard. So now we want to just install Divi as a new theme. So what we're going to do is just go over to Appearance and then click on Themes and just go over to Upload and then click on Upload Theme. And then just go down to Choose File. And then just grab the Divi folder that hit your downloads. And in this case, I just put it on my desktop. And there's also a follow along images folder that I've also supplied in the description below. So if you want to follow along with all the images, just go download that. And all you need to do is click on it and it will be an instant download. Okay, so anyway, grab your Divi zip folder and then just click on open. And then just click on install now. Cool, so it is now installing and you'll actually see, oh, it's already done. So theme installed successfully. Cool. Okay, so before I show you how to use Divi and start customizing your website, what we need to do is move on to step number 5, which is create a menu. So the reason why we want to create a menu is because we want to have a contact button and a services or an about or anything that you want up in the top bar of your website. So you've got your logo and then you've got your menu. So let's jump in and make one. Okay, so in order to create that menu, we need to make these pages. So we need a contact page and we need an about me page. So in order to make a new page, we just go to pages and then we just go to add new. Okay, so I'm just going to click on the X and I'm going to give this a title and I'm going to say contact and then just click on publish and then publish again. Okay, now we're just going to go back to pages and do add new again. And we'll call this one about. About. And then click on publish. Publish again. And then we'll go back to pages and then add new again. And we'll call this services. And you can call these whatever you want, whatever you plan on having your website. Whatever you plan on having on your website. So now just click publish, publish again. And then we'll just do pages, add new. And this will be my last one. I'm just going to call this one make a Divi website. So let's just say I wanted a whole page where I talk about making a Divi website on my website. So this for you could be whatever your call to action is. So let's say you have a health and fitness company. So you'll want to have something like sign up for personal training or sign up for my nutrition plan, and then you'll have like a whole landing page for that. So this will be mine. So I'm just going to click publish, and then publish again. Okay, so now we're going to put all of these pages onto a menu. So if you just go up to your name again and then visit site and just open that in a new window, we should have a menu up here at the top right, but we don't. So we're going to fix that right now. So let's just go back to WordPress and then just go over to appearance and then click on menus. Cool. So now you can create a new menu if you scroll down. So I'm just going to call this primary menu and then just say create menu. Okay, now scroll down and you can add things to that menu. So over here on the left, you'll see pages. So I'm just going to click on contact. I want about, services, and make a Divi website. And then just say add to menu. Cool. So now all of them are here. And if you wanted to reorganize these, so let's just say that I wanted about to be in front of services. So these will be laid out left to right. So whatever's at the top will be all the way at the left, and then contact will be the last part of the menu. So it will be make a Divi website, about, services, and then contact. So, and if you wanted, you could also put something underneath. So if you wanted to do a drop-down menu, then you could just drag one and put it off to the right. So you can see it kind of looks like stairs now. And now if you hover over make a Divi website in your menu, about will then pop up underneath. But I don't want to do that. I'm going to put it back to where it was because I want these all to be separate. So I will show you exactly what I'm talking about right now. So just click on Save Menu. And by the way, guys, before I jump off this page, you don't just need to make pages in order to make these buttons on your menu. You can also do posts if you're doing a blog, or you can even do just custom links. So you just write the link text, and then you can put in a URL that will just jump to whatever URL you put in. Okay, and then just go to the menu settings, and then you'll see display location. We just want to display this menu in the primary section. So just click on primary, and then just click on save menu. Cool. So the one thing that I did forget to do was actually activate Divi. So we installed Divi, but we didn't activate it yet. So let's just go back to appearances and go to themes. Okay, so you can see we've got our 2019 theme, which looks like this. So if you go to your site, I'm going to open that in a new window. This is what the 2019 theme looks like, and it's super ugly. So we're just going to X out of that because it's kind of like the basic one that you get with WordPress. We're going to activate Divi. So just click on the activate button. Cool. So now that just activated. So let's just go back to our website again and look at it. It's not going to be much different. So as you can see, it is still really white, really boring, but now we've activated the theme that allows us to customize the whole thing, which I will get into next. And while we're here, you can see our menu up here. So we've got make a Divi website, services, about, and contact, which is really cool. So now our menu is ready to go. We can move on to the next step. So step number 6 is to customize your website. So this is where I'm going to show you how to use Divi, and I'm going to show you how to start customizing from scratch. And I'm also going to show you where to find hundreds of templates in case you want to start with some foundation first. But first, we need to create a new page that we're going to turn into our home page. So let's get started. Okay, so to start customizing your home page with Divi, we need to make a home page. So let's just go back to our WordPress dashboard, and we're just going to go over to pages and then go to add new. And now we're just going to call this homepage, and then click on publish, and then publish again. And then just go over to settings, and then we're going to go to reading. And what we want to do here is tell WordPress that we want to use homepage as our homepage. So it says your homepage displays your latest posts, which we're not making a blog, we're making a website. So we're just going to click a static page, and then we want the homepage to display our homepage, which is blank right now. So we're going to edit it. So once you've selected that, just go down and click on Save Changes. Cool. Now go back to Pages and then go to All Pages and then go to your home page, which now says Front Page, which means that is what you pull up whenever you actually type in your domain name. So that's what we want. So now we just want to click on that. And then we will just click on Edit with the Divi Builder. Cool. So it's going to ask us if we want to take a little tour, but I'm going to show you everything you need to know. So I'm just going to click on Start Building. Cool. And then it'll ask us if we want to build from scratch, choose a pre-made layout, or clone an existing page that we already have. So, there's little animations for all of them. So first I'm going to show you how to build from scratch, and then I will show you how to get pre-made layouts and edit them. So let's just choose build from scratch. Okay, so you'll be asked to choose a row, and a row is just what you're going to put everything inside of. All your text and images and so forth will go inside of rows. So you can select a whole bunch of different ones here, but for this little tutorial, I'm just going to select the first one, and then it's going to ask me to put a module inside of this. So if we want to put the title to our website, I will just type in text and then grab the text module. So let's just edit that text. So you can do that in this box right here. So if you just scroll down, we can select that and we'll change it. How to create a website with Divi is going to be my title. And I will just select that and then change this paragraph box here. I'm going to change that to a heading 1. So heading 1 should be the title of all of your pages. So now if we want to change the size and the color of this and the font, all we need to do is just go to the Design tab. And then we change this to a heading 1 text. So that means we're going to be editing the heading text section. So just click on that, and you can see we've got our H1, which is what all these settings are for. So you can change the font here by just selecting whatever font you want. But for now, I'm just going to leave that. You can change the weight. So I'll just do semi-bold. You can also change the alignment. So you can have it in the center, left, or right. But I'm going to leave it on the left. And then you can change the text here as well. So you can just select one of these, or if you want, you can just select the eyedropper tool. And then if you just grab any one of these colors down here, you can just start dragging around and change the color as much as you want. But I am just going to go with kind of a dark color for now. And then you can change the size. So I could drag this all the way up if I want. So we'll just do, I don't know, let's say a 50 for now, because I'm going to end up moving this whole thing over. So, and then you can change the spacing, the line height, you can give it a shadow, all sorts of fun stuff, but I'm not going to do any of that right now. So just click on the checkbox. And then if you go hover over this green box and then kind of put your mouse on the left, you'll see this little green transparent area here. So just click anywhere in there and just drag that over a little bit. And then if you click on the gear icon, you can then go to Design and then go to Sizing. And then you can change the width of this whole row here. So we'll just drag that width down so it's more like that. We want the letters to be kind of on top of each other. And then just click the check mark. And you can kind of go adjust by just clicking and dragging out. So maybe something like that. And then let's go back to the text. So you can see we've got our section, we've got our row, and then we've got the module inside of it, which is the text. So just click on the gear icon for the text. And then I'm actually going to capitalize all of this. There we go. And then just click on the check mark. And let's say that we want to add an image back here, or maybe a color if you want. So you'll see the blue area is full width. It contains the entire screen. So if you click on the gear icon for that, and then you go over to background, you can then add a background color. You can do a gradient or an image or even a video if you want. So let's just say we want an image. So just click on add background image. And then you'll see we're in our media library, and if not, you're probably in upload files, which is where you want to upload them. So if you just click on upload files and then go to select files, You can then grab whatever image you want. So let's just grab this one just for fun and click open. And again, I have those follow along images in the description below if you want to go download them. Cool, so now just click on upload an image. And now you can see we've got that image back there. So just click on the check. And if you wanted, you could actually expand this. So if you hover over this blue area at the top, you see this little blue box comes up. You can just drag that down, maybe drag the bottom one down a bit, and you can actually expand this entire section. Okay, so let's say we want some text underneath this. So we want, kind of like our other website, the one that we're actually going to be making in this tutorial. So we want some text underneath here like this. Let's put some of that. So let's just go hover over and click on the little gray plus icon. So this will add a new module underneath of this one inside of this row. So we'll just click on that and we'll just say text. And there it is. Fits perfectly. So I'm just going to leave that as the basic text. I'm not going to worry about writing a whole paragraph for you guys right now. So now we'll just click on that little plus button again to add another module underneath the text, and this is going to be our button. So just click on button, and this one's fun. So if you just go over to the button text, you can change that. So I'll just say start building. Man, cannot spell. There we go. Start building. And if you go over to design, so actually, sorry, before design, if you go to link, this is where you can put the URL. So if somebody clicks on the button, that is where it takes them. So this could go to another page on your website, it could go to your YouTube channel, it could go to your Instagram, you know, whatever you want to put. And then you can say whether you want it to open in the same window or a new tab. I usually recommend doing a new tab because we want people to still have your website open. Google likes it. Especially in rankings when people spend more time on your website. So if you want to rank higher in Google, that's one little trick, but there's a ton of things you need to do to rank higher in Google, but that'll be a whole nother tutorial in itself. Okay, so if you want to design the look of this button, we'll just click on design and then just go over to text. Sorry, not text, go to button and then say use custom styles for button. So just click on yes. So you can edit the button text size by dragging up or down. So you can have a massive button if you want, or you know, kind of a small one. I'll leave it at 20 where it was before. And then you can change the button text color. So I'll just do white. And again, if you select the eyedropper, you can select any color you want. And then we'll add a background color to that button. So just click on add background color. And I'll just go with kind of a orangish color, maybe something like that. Maybe a little more saturated, like that. So you want these buttons to really stand out. So you want them to be very bright colors, especially if you have kind of a whitish or dark background. You want this button to be the first thing that catches their eye when they go to your website, because this is going to be your call to action. So if you're selling something, if you want people to sign up for your subscription plan, whatever it might be that you're doing with your website, this button has to be the thing that stands out the most. So choosing big bright colors is a good way to go. So it's got a weird border on it, which I don't want. So let's go remove that. So if you scroll down, you'll see button border width. So I'm going to drag that to 0. So if you drag it all the way up, really thick border. But I'm going to drag it down. And you can also change the border color here, as well as the border radius. So if you drag that up, you can have a really circular button, or all the way down is perfectly square. So I'm just going to go with kind of in the middle, like a 7. And then you can also change the letter spacing, like that. But I am just going to leave it at default. You can change the button font here, the same way that I showed you how to change text font. Same with the weight and so on. And here is where you can choose a new icon. So if you hover over, you can see we've got a little arrow icon. So you can change that to any one of these down below. So let's just say I want this one. If you hover over, now it's this little icon. And if you don't want an icon at all, you can just click on show button icon and turn that off. And then if you hover over it, the icon will not show up. but I want one, so I'm gonna leave that. And then you can change the icon color, the placement, you can do the left or the right, but I'm gonna leave it as right. And then if you click on only show icon on hover, then it will show the icon whether you're actually hovering over it or not. But I kind of like the icon to show up whenever we hover over it, so I'm gonna leave that. And you can add text shadow and so on. You can also add a box shadow. So I'll click on this and show you how this works. So if you click on box shadow, I'm just going to grab, let's say I want a shadow behind the whole thing. So now you can see we've got a little bit of shadow there, and honestly, I love the look of that. And you can kind of change the position. So that one's kind of more off to the bottom right, and you can drag this to kind of move that shadow around. And if you scroll down, you can change the vertical position as well. You can change the blur strength, so that's super blurry. It's almost like it's not even there anymore. And then all the way down is super sharp. So I'm gonna go with something like that. I'm gonna change that horizontal position. I want that thing to barely show. And then the spread length, so if you go all the way up, it's really spread out. If you go down, I'm just gonna make it just barely poking out. We want it to be really subtle. And then you can also change the shadow color. So I'm just gonna click on the checkbox. So that's how to create a button. So let's say that you don't want this image in the back, you want maybe a color, or I'll show you a really cool trick that I love to do. So if you just click on the gear icon for this entire section, which is in blue, and then go to background. So I am just going to go to gradient and then add a background gradient. So this is really cool. So I'll show you. Let me change this color. So I'll do kind of a dark blue, maybe like that. And then I'll do more of a light blue for the second color. Maybe something like that. And then if you scroll down and you change the start position to somewhere around the middle, and then bring the end position back. Oh, sorry, we gotta actually get rid of our image first. So just go back to image and delete that image. Okay, now go back to gradient. You can see what our gradient's doing. So if you change the start position and the end position, it gets very spread out, so it's a really smooth gradient. But if you change them towards the middle, you now got this hard line, which is really cool if you change the gradient direction. So if you slide that like that, boom, now you've got your page completely separated in two with this kind of diagonal line. Adds more of a dynamic look to it. And obviously you'd want to change this text to white or some sort of other color that stands out a little bit better. And then if you just change the start position back and forth, you can make a line, far to the right, or if you drag it this way, you just have to adjust with the end position. But you can kind of control where that line goes. And another really cool trick, so if you click on place gradient above background image, and then go back and take this color that's here on the right, and let's just make it transparent. So we'll just drag this line all the way down, and then we go back to background image, and we just add a background image. So let's just add that same one that we had. Now you can see our gradient is over top of our background image. So if you just go back to gradient, and then you scroll down, again, change that start position, and you can change where that image comes in. So let's just say you want, if you do 90 degrees straight up and down, you can drag this back and, only have the left side of the screen be blue. So you got like a lot of option to play here. But I like kind of the slanted image, and I'm gonna drag that up. Okay, so let's just hit the check mark, and you can pretty much add anything that you want. So if you want to add a whole nother section below this, we'll just click on the little plus icon underneath this section, and we'll just choose regular. And then you can add whatever rows you want. So if you want to do 2 rows, you can do 2 rows. But I'm just going to choose 1, and there's so many modules in here. You've got all sorts of fun stuff in here. So circle counter, let's just click on that so I can show you. See, like the whole thing is built for you, and then you just go to design and edit it. So you can change the number, so we'll just do 100%. Boom, 100%. Divi is amazing. So I'm gonna hit X and delete that, and I'll show you some others. So you can do a contact form, you can add some images, you can do a map. If you want to add like a person, so if you have like a meet the team section, or maybe you want to do some sort of a testimonial, so you can just add an image here, you can change their name, like that, and then you can add their position here and so on. So just play around with some of those modules and see what you like and just start editing with them. But next, I'm going to show you how to select a pre-made template, and then we're just going to create the whole website off of a pre-made template, because why start from scratch when somebody else has done all of the foundation for you? Okay, so before we jump into that, just click on the little 3 dots and then click on Save all the way at the bottom right. You want to get in the habit of doing that every so often. But Divi is actually pretty good about backing up your work just in case something happens. So it'll automatically back up your work, and then you can just come back to it and say restore. Okay, so let's do a pre-made layout. So I am just going to delete this section down here. So just click on the trash can. Same with the one up here, just going to delete. Okay, so instead of choosing one of these rows here, we're going to go down to this menu down here. So the 3 dots, open that up and then click on the plus icon down here at the bottom left. And here you can see we're on pre-made layouts, and you've got all these layout packs. So you can just scroll through these and see what you like. You get a little bit of a preview here. So if you hold your mouse over it, it'll kind of scroll through. Pretty sweet. And again, these are all layout packs. So if you actually click on one, you've got a bunch inside. So you've got the about section here, you've got a landing page if you want it, you've got a home page. They're all slightly different and tailored towards, this one's a contact page, so they're all tailored towards a certain need for that page. And then if you want, you can click on View Live Demo, and now you can actually see what that contact page looks like and interact with it. So it's pretty cool. Map works. So just click on the X again. So if you go to home, you can view a live demo of that. So there's the home page. Pretty sweet. So this is actually the one that we're going to be using, this template. So if you want, you can just go back, hit this little button up here at the top left, and you can just explore any one of these, or you can click on certain categories over here. So I could just do, let's say, food and drink, and it will filter all the food and drink ones. You've got a restaurant, coffee shop, all sorts of stuff. But I'm just going to go back to the basic ones, and I'm going to click on this one. And I want to use, I want to use the original one right here. So I'm just going to click on Use This Layout. And then it's going to ask for your username and the API key. So this is what you get whenever you actually signed up for Divi earlier. So my username was Create a Pro Website. And then I'm just going to go grab my API key. So I'm going to go back to here. And I am just going to go to Account. So this is your Elegant Themes account. So this is whenever you bought Divi. So let's just go to Account. And then you will see, if I scroll down, you'll see your API key. So just click on your API key. Scroll down and copy that. Cool. And then just go back to your website and then paste that in. And then just click on Submit. And then that will now import. Cool. So now that's done. So before you click off of anything, I made this mistake before. If you click the X or the X down here, it won't actually import the page. So you just got to wait. And as you can see, now it's actually imported to our page. And this is all set up for you. So as you can see, if I just hover around, I can edit all of this stuff. So again, I really recommend doing a pre-made layout because everything is just built for you and all you got to do is just go in and change it. So let's start by doing that. So let's change this background here. So I want to go with more of a blue theme like our website here. So what I'm going to do is just go back and go to the row, which is the green one, and click on the settings, and then go to background. And as you can see, we've got our yellow background here, so I'm just going to delete that. And that's actually an image as well as a color over top. So delete the color and the image. Boom. So now it's white. So I'm going to add a new color. And I have got my colors saved here. So I recommend finding a couple colors for your company, your website that you're designing, and save them somewhere, because you want to be really consistent. If you've got 18 shades of blue everywhere, it's not going to look quite as good as if you just have the same two. It's going to look way more consistent. So I'm just going to grab these colors. So let's just grab this light blue, add a background color, and then just put that in. Boom. So now you can see we've got our blue color there. All right, so just click the checkbox and we'll edit this text. So if you just click on the little gear icon for the text module, I just hovered over it, click on the gear icon, and then just change creative to how to create a website. And then we'll change design agency to with Divi. Boom. Now that's pretty much done. Again, if you want to change the text, you can just go to design and then just change the text font or the heading text font. But I am just going to click check because I'm not going to change anything. I'm going to delete we are a full service. And then I'm also going to change this button here. So just hover over the button and do the little module settings. So as I talked about before, we're going to change this text. We'll just change it to get started. And then if you just go to design and then go to button, you can now change the custom style for this button. So we'll do text size. We'll go to maybe a 20. And then again, I'm going to do kind of an orange color. So I'll just click the, oh, sorry, that's the text. I'm going to make that white. And then if you go to button background color, that's what I want to make orange. So something like that. Scroll down. The border width, I'm going to make 0. The border button radius, I'm going to drag that so it's more of a square, like a 10. I'm going to leave the letter spacing. I'm going to change the button font. I'll just do maybe an Open Sans. I really like Open Sans. And I'll leave it bold. And again, I chose an orange button because it really stands out against this blue background. So I wouldn't want to choose a blue button if I have a blue background. So I could also do green or purple, something that really stands out. Okay, so I'm going to choose an icon. I'll leave the icon the way it is. And then I'm just going to change the hover color. So if we hover over this, it kind of turns transparent. So let's just go back up. And we'll click on the hover tab. So button background color, click on hover. And then I'm just going to change this to, let's do kind of a darker, like that. Dark enough. Good with that. So go back to default. If you hover over, there you go. Change from light to a kind of a dark orange. And I am not going to add a box shadow to that since I already showed you how to do that. So just click on the check and we'll just change this image here. So you're like, oh, why can't I hover over this one row to change the image? Well, if you just click on the row settings again, the green, and then go to background, if you scroll down, you'll see column background 1 and column background 2. So this is column background 2. So if you just delete that and then go to add background image, we'll just add in that image that we had from earlier and then just click upload an image. Cool. So there it is. And you can see we've got a parallax effect on. So what that is if I scroll down, you can see the border, the white border, is starting to cover the image. So the image isn't staying in one fixed spot. So here's the difference. Background, column background 2, and we'll turn off the parallax. See, now you can see the whole image moves with the rest of the screen. So if we turn parallax back on, the image is kind of staying more in one spot as we scroll, which I really like. So I'm just going to click check. Okay, so for this section, what do we do here? We're going to change this to Y Divi. So if you just hover over the text and you click the gear icon, you can edit. So we'll do Y Divi question mark. And then I'll scroll down and show you how to change these. So I just want 3 of them. So I'm actually going to delete this entire row. So you've got this row full of icons, and then you've got this one. So I'm going to delete the bottom one, and that will automatically bring the next section up, which is really cool. And then let's just edit this one. So we'll click on the gear icon for this module, and then we'll change this. What do we do here? Ease of use. So we'll do ease of use. And then if you go to design, and then you go to image and icon, we can change that icon color. So again, I'm going to grab my light blue color off my notepad, and then click over here and just add it to this little box. There we go. And if you scroll down, you can change the size of the icon. So you can drag this up or down, but I'm going to leave it the way that it was. And if you go back up to content, we can actually change that icon itself. So just go to content and then click on image and icon, and then we'll just change that. So ease of use, let's do like a mouse, like that. There we go. Okay, so let's just change these other 2. So you can actually, if you want, I will delete this, and you can just click on this little 2 box button here and duplicate it, which will make one underneath, and then just drag that into that section. And then all you got to do is just go change the text and the icon, and the rest is already done. So we'll just change that to infinite customization. And then we'll go to image and icon, and we'll change that to like maybe a pencil icon. And then same with this. So we'll duplicate that, delete this one, and then just drag this in, and we'll change that one. So gear icon, real-time design. Oops, real-time design, and then just close that and go to image and icon, and we'll just do a clock. Where's the clock? At the bottom. Boom. And before I move on to the next section, I also want to show you animations. So if we go back to this website and refresh it, so you can see all of those kind of zoomed in like that. So we can actually edit that too. So we'll just go back, and we will just go to the actual individual modules. So let's say we want this one to kind of zoom in or do something else. Just click on the little gear, and then scroll down. Sorry, go to design, and then scroll all the way down to animation, and see it's set to a zoom right now. So you've also got a fade where it just fades in. You can have it slide in, bounce, flip, you know, all sorts of fun stuff. Roll, that's super obnoxious. So maybe just stick with the zoom. I think the zoom looks really well, but you can change all that right there, as well as the duration. So you can have it come in really fast or take a lot longer. And again, Control Z will get things back to the way they were. Okay, so now we are going to move on. So we'll scroll down, and I'll show you how to change this video. So if you just go to the module settings and just click on that, you can then change the video here. So let's just actually open that in a new tab, because I'm going to use the same video. So if you hit the little trash can, you can then click add video, and then just go over to insert from URL all the way on the left, and here you can put in a YouTube URL. So this was the same video that was on there. You can look up any video you want, but you just grab the URL at the top, copy that, and then just insert that here and just click paste. And then just click insert into post. And if you go to design, and then you go to the play icon, you can change the play icons. You can change the color, which is cool. By the way, if you click on these little 3 dots, like a bunch of colors just come flying out, and you can just select any one of them, which is cool. But I'm gonna go with a white. I like white. And then you can also change the size. So if you go to sizing, you can change the width of the video. So if you want it smaller, you can do that. And then all you gotta do is just click on the center module alignment. And then that's kind of stuck right in the center now. And the reason that there is a box shadow around this is because it's around the actual row. So we just changed the module, which is the video, but the row itself has a shadow. So if you want to remove that, you can. So I'm actually going to put this video back to the way it was. And if you hover over the little row settings here and just click on row settings, you can go to design, go to box shadow, and you can see we've got a shadow there. So if you just click this, that shadow goes away. So that's on, which should be on. Let's see. There we go. If you bring the spread length up, you can then see that shadow, which I kind of like the shadow back there. So I'm just going to click check and leave that. And I want to change this color. And right here, this section and this section are 2 different colors. So what we want to do is edit this one first. So let's just go to the settings icon and then go to background. And let's just change that. So this is actually a gradient. So we're just going to change this little yellow color. And let's put it as maybe the dark blue. So again, try to have at least 2 colors that you can use for your website. So I'm just going to paste that in. So that just changed. And then just click on the check. And then we'll go down to this section and click on the gear icon for this section. And we'll go to background, same thing, and just change that. So we will, actually let's do a gradient. We'll do add a background gradient. And for the top color, we'll put in that exact same blue, so it all kind of matches. And then the second color, we'll grab the light blue. So we'll just copy that light blue, put that into the second color, like that. And then if you just go down to gradient direction, change the start position and the end position. So now you can see that gradient there, and again I can kind of swap that around, but I'm going to do, I don't know, something like that. How about something like that? So it kind of goes, here, let's change that gradient direction just a bit more. There we go. So just click on Save Changes. So now you can see it kind of goes from our blue color and then a hard diagonal line to our light color, which I really like. All right, so let's change this text. So for our website, we did Divi is the #1 drag and drop builder. By the way, you can also just triple click on this and edit it right on the screen. All right, scroll down. I'm gonna leave this text the way it is, and I'll show you how to edit these counters. So let's just click on the module settings for the first one. So you can change the title. So we'll just say active installs. And Divi has way more than 200. So we're actually going to put in 1 million because Divi actually has over 1 million installs, which is crazy. So now you can see when we did that, we've got our 2 zeros here that are kind of overlapping our title, which looks super ugly. So let's fix that. So just go over to design and then just go over to the number text. And then you can change the font there if you want, but I am just going to change the number text size. So it's at 60. I'm going to bring that to a 48 and then just click the check mark. So now if I want, I can just delete the rest of these. And then I will just duplicate this one by clicking on the duplicate button. And then if you click on the little arrows symbol here, you can just drag that over. So let's edit that. What do we do here? 875 pre-made layouts. So we'll do pre-made layouts. And then we'll do 875. There we go. Click the check. And we actually have one too many of these modules. So what we're going to do is go to the little the column structure over here with the row. So we have too many rows. So we're going to go to change column structure, and we're going to make that into 3. There we go. So now we will duplicate this one and then drag it right here. And we're going to change this to 32. And we're going to do languages, because Divi is actually in 32 different languages. So people are using it all around the world. Oops, languages. And then click the check. Cool. So honestly, our website is looking fantastic already. So let's keep going. Okay, so let's edit this. So we'll change the text. We'll just change this to why I use Divi. And then we'll change this image. So if you just hover over the images and then click on the little gear icon and then just delete the image and then just add in one of yourself. So I did not include an image of myself in the follow along images. You should be putting one of yourself or whoever it is that this section is about. So add image, upload files, and then select files, and then just grab the image of yourself, assuming you have one, and then just click upload an image. Boom. Now my ugly mug is all over this website. So we need to edit this image a little bit. It's a little big, and you can see the bottom of my torso does not line up with the next section. So let's fix that. So if you just go to design and then you go to sizing, just uncheck force full width. And then you can just bring the width of the image down. So we'll do maybe something like that, 80%, and then we'll align it towards the center. You can also do the right if you want to be a little bit closer. It's actually not too bad. I'll just do the middle. There we go. And then we'll just click on the check mark, and we're actually going to delete this entire section. So we'll just delete this. Same with this. We'll just delete this whole image as well as this button. We'll delete that section as well. Let's delete our skills too. We don't need that. We want this. This is what we want to align underneath. So if you want the bottom of yourself to align with the next section, all you got to do is just drag this padding up. Same with this. Drag the whole section up. And there you go. Just like that, I am now kind of popping out of this other section, which is pretty cool. And let's change this button while we're at it. So instead of like editing this whole button again from scratch, what we're going to do is just go up to our other button, and we're just going to duplicate it and then drag it all the way down and put it underneath that button, and then delete the old one. Boom. So now if we want to go to the module settings, we can then change the look. So maybe I don't want 2 orange buttons. Maybe I want this one to be a little more subtle, to blend in a little bit more. So we'll do our same blue color. So I'm just going to go to design, go to button, and then I'm going to go to the color, and I'm going to delete that. And then let's just go grab that light blue, and then add that to the button color. There we go. And then same with hover. We'll just hover over, delete that, and we'll grab our darker blue. So hover, just delete that, and then add in that new color. There we go. So just click on the check, and boom. Now it kind of gets darker as we hover over. And we can also change the text. Change this to learn more. There we go. Click on the check. Cool. Now we'll move on to this section. So first things first, let's just change this background. So we'll go to the gear icon for this section and then go over to background, and we'll just delete that and then go to add a background image. And we're gonna go to upload files and then select files. And then just grab this behind laptop image, then click on open, and then just go to upload an image. Cool. So now you can see, if I move this out of the way, it doesn't look too shabby. It's getting there. That's pretty much all we want to edit for this one. So this text here is actually part of this laptop image. So the way I would recommend fixing that is just by uploading a new one of these images. But again, hopefully you're following along, but you're going to be kind of tailoring this website to your company. So I'm just going to scroll down and I'm going to delete. So actually click the check mark. I'm going to delete this section. And let's do from our client. So let's actually, there's a lot of white space here in between this section and this section. So we'll just grab this padding and kind of bring that up a bit. Just bring them both up. You know what? We'll go all the way to the top, just like that. Cool. So now let's change this to, what do we have here? People who love Divi. So just triple click. People who love Divi. And obviously I designed this website already before I started teaching you how to make it. So I'm just kind of following along with my previous design. So let's go down. And if you want to change this image here and the titles and everything, so just go to the little gear icon and then we'll change the name. So this will be, let's put me in there, do my name. And then I'll say your instructor, Create a Pro website. That is the company name. And then we'll just change the image. So just go to text and then go down to image. And I'm just going to delete that, click add an image. And then I'll go to upload files, select files, and then just grab another image. So I'm just going to grab this other image of myself and then click on open. And again, these should be images of you. And then we'll just click on upload an image. And there we go. I'm perfectly inside of this little circle here. So let's just click on the checkbox. Okay, so let's scroll down a little more and let's change the color of this one. So let's grab the section and then go to the gear icon and then go to background, and we're just going to change that color. I'm going to do my light blue. Actually, let's do a gradient, and I'll do this color, second color as the light blue, and I'll do the other color as white, and I will show you why. So if you just scroll down and change the start position as well as the end position, let's bring them up, something like that, and then change the gradient to be, let's change it like that, and then we're actually going to switch those colors. Sorry about that. So select color, copy that, and let's just make that white and make the first color the blue. Oops. There we go. And then click on the check. So now you can see we've kind of got this cool diagonal gradient, but then the actual part where you fill in the contact form is white because you want it to be organized. You don't want people to be writing their messages on top of like crazy colors. It's a little bit distracting. So I am just going to say, change this to contact me. And then I will show you how to edit this contact form. So right now we've got name, email, company name, and their message. And you can see where the heck is the submit button. Well, it's actually there, but since I changed this background to white, you can't see that white text anymore. So let's change that. So I'm just going to go to the gear icon for the contact form. And let's add a field. So I'll show you if we click add new field, let's add a phone number field. So you can see we've got field ID and title. So let's just name this phone number. And then we'll say the field ID is number. Really doesn't matter too much. And then we will go to field options. And if we scroll down, you can see phone number right here. So you can change the type. Right now it's at input field, which just means that somebody can type anything in here, either numbers or letters. Or you can do check boxes, you can do a drop down and have options for people to select. But I'm going to leave it as input field because I want them to just be able to click on it and then put in their phone number. And you've got a few more settings in here. You can say whether it's a required field or not, so you can check that on or off. But I am just going to close that and then click on this arrow back here to go back. And I'm just going to grab number and I'm going to put that underneath email. So I want them to fill out their name, email, phone number, company name, and then message. Or if you don't want one of these, let's say we want to get rid of company name, you can just trash it. There we go. Okay, so now let's fix that submit button. So let's just go to design, and then we'll go down to button. Let's just drag this over here so we can see what we're doing. And let's grab the button background color. And let's change that to, say, our light blue. Oops. There we go. So now you can see our button just showed up. So let's also edit the border radius because it's really circular. I want it to be more square, like that, like a 10, just with barely rounded edges. And then again, you can change the font, you can change the font weight, you can change the icon. But honestly, I kind of like that icon. I don't really see any others that I would want to put there. So I am going to consider that done and just click the check mark. Oh, sorry, let's actually fill out how people can reach you. So go back to the settings and then just scroll down. And under text, you can actually change the success message. So once you send a message, we'll just say something like, thanks, your message has been submitted. And then the submit button text just says send, or you could change it to submit. And then if you scroll down, we can go to email. And here is where you want to put in the email that you want all of these messages to go to. So this is what you want to put in your email. So I'm going to put in my email, which is createaprowebsite@gmail.com. I also have a professional email, which is contact@createaprowebsite.com, or I also have dale@createaprowebsite.com. But I'm just going to put in my Gmail because nobody's going to actually see that. And then if we scroll down just a little bit more, you can click on elements and you can display CAPTCHA if you want. So this will deter computers and bots from actually sending messages on your website. The likelihood of that is fairly slim, but if you want to put that on, you can. And that's pretty much it. So once you hit check, somebody could fill this out and it will hit your inbox. Now, I do recommend checking your spam folder to make sure it didn't go in there. If it went to your spam folder, all you need to do is just report it as not spam, and then future messages will show up in your inbox. And if for some reason they don't, you can always create a filter, especially in Gmail. I love Gmail because I can just create a filter that says, if something is coming from this website, move it to my inbox. Okay, so before I show you how to fix this footer and add in your own social profiles and edit this text over here, I'm also going to show you how to make a logo for right here. And we need to do both of these things outside of the visual builder. So first, let's start with the logo. So first, we need a logo. So let's go make one. So if you just open up a new tab and just go to logomaker.com, and that's maker without the E. It's going to ask for a tutorial, and we're going to say, no, we don't need that, because this is super, super simple. So what we're going to do, just click next. done with all that. Okay, so if you just go up to search up here, I'm just gonna search. You can literally search for anything that you want, but I'm gonna do kind of like a mouse pointer logo. So I'm gonna type in mouse pointer, and it's just gonna give me just truckloads of different mouse pointers, which is really cool. And these are all free to use. So let's just do that one. Looks fairly similar to the logo I've already got for Create a Pro website. So now you can change the color over here if you just drag around, and you can drag on this little wheel on the outside as well. But I'm just gonna do like a dark gray. I recommend having a black logo or a dark gray, and also having a white logo and also having a colored logo. But for now, I'm just gonna start with a dark gray logo. And all I'm gonna do is just go up to the Save Logo button at the top right. And then I'm just gonna say, no thanks, I'll download the low resolution file, which is okay because we're just putting it, okay, so it just hit my downloads down here at the bottom. And it's okay because we're just putting it in this one spot right up here, which is so small, low resolution is perfectly fine. And obviously you can credit Logo Maker, so it says credit is required to use a Logo Maker logo, but you can just stick that anywhere on your website. Okay, so now to place it here, what we're gonna do is just click on the three dots and click on Save, because we wanna make sure that all of our work has been saved. Okay, and then from here, just go over to the dashboard by going up to the top left. And then just scroll down and you'll see Divi over here on the left, and then just go over to Theme Options. And then from here, you'll see Logo right here, and we can just click on Upload. And then we'll go to Upload Files, and then go to Select Files. And then just grab that logo. And then just click on Set as Logo. And then just scroll up to Save Changes. Cool, so now if you just go up and open your site in a new window, you will then see that we've got our logo up here, which is awesome. And you can obviously add text and stuff to that too. So if you went back to Logo Maker, you can just click on the text button and you can type in some text and you can edit the colors and so on. And you can just drag it next to it like that. You could do your company name here. So just say make a website with Divi. And then just make that the same color. And that could be your logo as well, but I'm just gonna stick with something simple like that. Okay, so now let's work on our footer. So let's go back, and underneath Divi, where we are right now, you can go to Theme Customizer. And then you'll see this menu over here on the left, and there's just a bunch of stuff in it, but I want you to ignore most of it. So what we're gonna do is just click on Footer, and then you'll see Bottom Bar. So just click on Bottom Bar, and we'll scroll all the way to the bottom so that we can look at how awesome these animations are. Pretty freaking sweet. Okay, so here's the bottom bar. So what we're gonna do is just go to the credits. So right here we've got Designed by Elegant Themes. So you can either disable that completely by clicking on the Disable Footer Credits button, or if you enable it again, you can write your own. So I'm just gonna say, create a Divi website, copyright 2019. There we go. And now I'll show you how to add your own social info here. So let's just click on Publish to save our work. And then we're gonna click on the X. And then from here, you're just gonna scroll down. You should still be in the Divi theme options. If you're not, just click on Divi theme options. And then just scroll down and you will see this Facebook icon, Twitter icon, Google, etc. And then underneath you'll see where you can actually put those. So you can just put the URLs to your Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, etc. And then those buttons in the footer will actually go to that. So I will let's just put my Instagram so I can show you how it all works. So I'm just gonna grab that, copy, feel free to follow me if you want. exit out, and let's just put that in Instagram profile. There we go. And then make sure to delete that little hashtag. And then we will just go up to save changes. Cool. And then let's just go test that. So I'm just going to open this up in a new window. And then I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. And then I'll click on Instagram. And boom, goes to my Instagram. So that is pretty freaking awesome. So step number 7 is to edit for mobile and tablet, because you want your website to be 100% responsive to any device, because in today's world, more than 52% of global online traffic comes from a mobile device. So that means more people are browsing the internet on their phones than actually on their computers. It's almost even though, so you want to make sure it looks good on both. So let's do that now. And all we're going to do is just go down to these 3 dots and then click on the little symbol down here. You can see we've got a desktop, we've got a tablet, and then we've got a phone. So let's just do the mobile phone first. So just click on that. It'll kind of change to this mobile phone view, and Divi will do its best to kind of make everything fit as best that it can for the mobile menu. So if you scroll around, you can see what's working, and if anything doesn't really look very good. So this, I don't like this. Don't really think my face needs to be on the mobile menu. So I'm going to show you how to hide this. So what I'm going to do is just click on the little gear icons for this module. And then I'm just going to go to advanced, and then just go down to visibility. And then I'm just going to disable on phone. And so it'll kind of gray out, and this will let you know that this will not actually be visible on the real phone menu. We're still in the editor, so it'll show up kind of grayed out here. And then if you just go to tablet, we can make sure what it looks like on tablet. And again, my mug is just huge on the screen, so we're going to disable this for tablet as well. So when we disable that, that means that it'll jump from this section straight to why I use Divi. So my picture will not actually show up. So let's go back to the mobile menu and keep scrolling down, make sure everything looks okay. So right here, this button is really close to this other section here below it. So we should fix that. If you were to just click and drag in here, that's going to edit that on all of these menus. So we don't want to do that. So we're just going to go up and go to the actual row settings. So go to the green box and click on the settings wheel, and then just go over to design, and then just click on spacing. And now from here, you'll see it kind of pops up when you hover over these certain sections. So we'll just go to the custom padding, and then you'll see this little mobile icon. So just click on that and make sure that you are on phone. And let's scroll down so we can see what we're doing. We're just going to add a little bit of bottom padding. So just click this until you get to a point that you like. So maybe something like that. We'll do 50 pixels. So now that's only doing this on just the phone section. So if we went back to desktop, it's back to normal. It's the way that it was before. Now it's kind of hard to tell because there's already a lot of space down here, but in order to edit one section but not affect another, you have to be on the correct section. So just click on that little button and make sure that you're on phone or tablet or desktop. Okay, so let's click the check mark and let's keep scrolling down. Make sure everything looks okay. Honestly, this template was built very well, and it's already very responsive. So that was it as far as fixes go. So let's double check on tablet, and let's scroll down. Everything looks good there. Scroll all the way up. So I already disabled that. Yeah, looks great. Really no changes. So we'll just go back to desktop, and then we're just going to save our work. Okay, so we're on to our final step. Step number 8 is to publish your website. Okay, so make sure that you've saved, and let's go publish our website. So we're just going to go back to our dashboard. And then on the dashboard, you're going to see this little notification here that says your site is currently displaying a coming soon page. Once you're ready to launch your site, click here. So all you got to do is just click here. And then you'll get this little congratulations message right here. Alright guys, so that was how to make a website with the Divi theme. So if you like this video, please hit that like button. It does a lot more for me than you think. And if you want more awesome website tips, tricks, tutorials, anything website related, please consider subscribing to my channel. You will not be sorry. There are tons of helpful videos on my channel. I can show you how to get a professional email for your website. I can show you how to get a professional logo. I can show you how to track all of the visitors to your website with Google Analytics. I can show you all sorts of web design tips to make sure that your website is always looking professional. So feel free to go onto my channel and check out some of those videos. Alright guys, I'm done rambling. I will see you on the next video.